welcome back to Weoley Tropicals on another absolutely glorious day. I think we're on to our like 4th heat wave now. The garden's actually looking fantastic. I had a bit of a wobble last week where, because I'm now working in an office, I'm not able to water during the day like I used to. There has of course been some casualties. I seem to have a little bit of spider mite here and there that I need to kind of treat. But what I'm going to do today is I'm not going to do a full garden tour. I'm going to do a what's looking good. So I'm going to run over the things that I don't always cover on the tours as well, but as well as just what's looking glorious at this time of year. So without further waffle, let's get at it. So there's no way I can start without showing you this absolute massive monstera. Annoyingly, it doesn't pick it up on camera just how big those leaves are. They're absolutely huge. The fenestrations and stuff in that are absolutely glorious. So again, not one that stays out, but doesn't get much more tropical than that. Next to that, I've got one of my seed growing beauties in its new pot there, which has got all like bird of paradise and stuff on it, is papaya. The one that's in the middle there, absolutely fantastic leaf shape on that, and to grow from seed is absolutely amazing. Again, the leaves on that are very big for compared to what I thought they were going to be. Another seed growing beauty right next to it, which is one that took me ages to crack, and I've only had one success, which is the Mani Hot. The leaf shape on that one again is just out of this world. It's one that I was so happy that I'd got. I did break that, and it I just threw the stem into some wet compost or some moist compost, and it has taken, so I've got 2 now. So it was a happy accident in the end. Give you a brief pan around the garden. So if I just move the camera around, as I said, not going to be a full tour, but just on a day like today when you're sat in the patio, looks fantastic. Give you a brief shot of the new project that's coming on the left. I'll run over that with you in a moment. Well, let's take you around. The ginger is now doing its job absolutely fantastic. Again, I don't know what it is with ginger plants, but as you can see, it's sticking out and going up. This was supposed to be Assam orange, which I think is another Helen Dillon. I don't know what happens every time I order Assam orange. It always turns up to be Helen Dillon. So I am going to try and grow some from seed. No doubt they'll end up as Helen Dillon as well for some reason, but they do the exact advice that I was given, which was to have things hanging over the edge, try and get rid of the straight lines, and they do hang right out, and the flower stalk always straight up in the air. I know I've banged on about this, but it's at the end of its life cycle, so it's going to get at least one more video in, is the Musa Bajju. It's looking fantastic. The one on the right hand side, which I think was one of the pups, has still got new rollers coming out, so that one's not going to flower or to fruit, but as you can see there, the one on the left is. There's some little dinky bananas forming. So this section over here, again, this is a what looks good tour, so don't look at the Gunnera to the right hand side. The Yucca Rostrata looks like it's really taken to that nice little area that I put it in. Gets absolutely baked during the day, but it's got a bit of shade in the morning. The Phoenix Canariensis, which I bought from B&M, is looking great, but they always do until they get any type of frost, and then they look absolutely dreadful, so I'll be digging that up. The one that's come as a bit of a shock to me is this, the banana here. It's absolutely gone for it. Now let me get my tag, because it's one that I always get the wrong way around. I think it's Montbéliardi. Yeah, Montbéliardi. So in the last tour, I think it was up to the first leaf that's on the floor. So it was around about a foot or 2, maybe 2 foot off the floor. This thing is huge for one season in the ground. Obviously it needs a bit of time to bed in, get its roots out. It's been through heat wave after heat wave, and I think the bananas are one of the things in the garden that genuinely have appreciated the heat. I've thrown so much water at this thing. It's had watering can after watering can. I have fed it as well, but the mid-rib colour on that is absolutely fantastic. Again, like I say, the bananas are just doing really well. The Persicaria has absolutely died back down there. So again, not all tropical looking plants appreciate the heat. One thing that I'm really happy about, the tree fern, looks like it's tree ferning now. It's had another flush, so it's looking far better than it did. It was looking a little bit sparse. It was looking like, if you can remember Coolio, the rapper, at the top, it was looking a little bit like his old school haircut. Down here, again, something I'm glad I watched Tropical Glossy's video, because he said about the leaves on this plant, the Fatsia polycarpa. Every year I thought I was doing something wrong, where the first leaf, I know it's got a bit of sunburn on it at the bottom, but beautifully, deeply divided leaves there, really cut, looking really nice. It was a nice replacement for the Tetrapanax Rex that died there. But then it has one good flush, and then it seems to just pull an absolute wobbler. And then the next leaves that come out are all shriveled up, not formed correctly. And then I'm hoping, what's looking like the new growth, looks like it's back to it again. So it's almost like it hits the beat, misses the next beat, and then hits the next beat from there. It's a very odd plant. I can't understand why it does that. I've got them growing in different areas of the garden. I've got one in full shade, so I'm going to see if that one does anything. But very odd plant. But from afar, when you don't stare at it, that looks fantastic as well. And then down here in the kind of semi-shaded area is a Leucocasia Thai giant. I think it was formerly known as Colocasia Thai giant, but from the information I can see online, it's had a name change. The bit of a mess up I've done down here, put a very soft leaf next to a very sharp Yucca gloriosa, so it looks like it's been stabbing the leaves on that one. But I just thought it would be a nice plant to fill the space, and hopefully we'll get above and beyond that. I do have a couple of these Thai giants in the garden, nothing gone crazy just yet, but they haven't been planted out for too long. But absolute beautiful plant. The miscanthus again, I'll see if I can do a bit of a spin around, and that's how far back I've had to put the camera to show how far that goes. And I know I've mentioned that on other tours, but there's no way I wasn't mentioning a grass that comes back with no effort whatsoever. I just cut it back in spring and it's growing to that. It's had no feed whatsoever. I've missed watering more than I've watered it, and it's just towered off all around the garden where I've got these. I've had exactly the same treatment and they've done extremely well. So if you want something for privacy, these are the one. What these are not the one for is because they look feathery. Is don't, when they're slightly loose, pull your hand for a bit, because whatever they're coated in will go through your skin like literally saw blades. So this has cut me every single year. So I'm going to stop touching it now because it doesn't like to be touched. But that is an absolute monster of a grass. If you had a row of those, it looks great in winter as well when it's dying back. But now that's at its peak, so it looks absolutely sensational. The Cannas Cleopatra is looking absolutely fantastic. Almost unblemished, but the slugs found it attractive around about the third, fourth leaf up, but have oddly left it alone since. The flowers on these are really nice. They've got the yellow and reds, and sometimes the yellow and red kind of leaf flowers to them, nicely speckled as well, so I'll do a bit of a zoom in, but they look absolutely great. Around this side I've got some absolutely giant Cricosmia as well, so sitting around about 5 feet. And again, I'm sure these were sold as Lucifer, but I did see on Stockport Tropical Garden that he said that his tend to orange off as well, which is exactly what these have done. They start off like a red colour, and every time I come back out, it's got me confused as to which plant I've actually planted. Don't know if there's any logic in that or whether it's just my eyes, but I'm sure these come out red and then seem to change a little bit of colour. I've got, the only time this plant has looked good, I've had this for about 4 years now, and this is one of the Burinda, I think it's one of the KR ones. I'll put it on the screen if I can get the name of it on there, but it's absolutely romped away this year. It still has no coloration on the stems as yet. There's a slight tinge to the opening sections, but then of course it just goes back to normal. But I'm hoping next year that this stands a little bit more upright potentially and has the ice blue stems, which is supposed to be famous for as well. John Phillips is probably about as good as it's going to look this year now. it has been firing seeds all over the place. It's been all over the patio. So it was this that was exploding on the previous tour. I did a bit of research afterwards, and it has ballistic seed dispersal, so it just means the seed pods explode and fire the seeds everywhere. So I'm not sure if these are viable from seed or if it's just through division. If they're viable from seed, I'm probably in some trouble, because I'm going to have 10,000 available for sale next year, because they were pinging everywhere. Again, another Canna. This one's called Takahimi, I think it's called. It begins with a T anyway. And that one grows very, very tall. The leaves on it are nice and long. And it's just a great filler. Again, I put it in the ground, not expecting it to do much. But it's absolutely romped away. To pull away from the video a brief moment and just show you a bit of my new project that I'm doing. I know it looks a little bit Flintstones at the moment, because those stones look like they're illuminated. They're like, I was going to say they're brand new, but of course they're not brand new. They've been formed over many a year, I'm sure. But they're brand new to the garden, and they're like, still haven't been weathered in any way, shape or form, so they almost look luminous at the moment. I did struggle because I wanted the same stone as what was at the back of the garden, that kind of silvery stone, but the supplier that I went to didn't have any anymore, so I'm going to have to replace all of the stone in the garden now to have that. But what it's done, it's enabled me to kick that little section around, and I think it just looks better being finished. I am going to try and do a brick edge all the way around it, so maybe 1 brick or 2 bricks, so then if I do mow the lawn, I'm considering getting rid of some more of the lawn, but if I do mow it, I can have a nice clean edge all the way around. But what I have done as well is I've stolen more of this. So the eagle-eyed that I will have just seen, this section, I've stolen more of that border there. So I'm ripping out all that wood that's decaying, going to get rid of that. And then this part here is going to snake around and join it with the edge over there. So again, I'm going to steal more of that corner there. So as a proper gardener, it means that we've got more opportunity now to buy some more green things from the garden centre, because I was running a little bit out of space. You never truly run out of space, do you? 'Cause you always just make another hole. But the Canna, again, this side, this one's taken ages to wake up. I think it's dark night. It's a beautiful colour. It's such a rich purpley brown kind of colour, like a maroon. It looks absolutely great. As you can see there, where the sun's coming through, it gets like a lighter red. But I planted this months and months and months ago, so I would have thought with the heat it would have kicked off and done a little bit better. I know it's in a bit of shade at the moment. It gets full sun later on, but some of the plants have been quite weird this year. Ones that I thought would have romped away haven't. I got another little dinky Miscanthus giganteus in the middle there, hopefully about to romp away, but I planted that as a 9cm plant. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a brief rundown of what's looking good over here. And the very final plant is a Canna Muscifola, the banana Canna. I planted that as a bit of a backdrop in this area as well, but it looks great. Such a good plant. I'm going to try and put it in the ground next year. I was just trying to get it so it could divide. And in a pot, I just find it a little bit easier when I deck it out the pot. I can just split it up into several plants and then have that in the ground for next year. So hopefully you enjoyed the little whistle stop tour of what's looking good right now. Of course, there's loads of other things, so I might bring a part 2 video of what's looking good in August. It's such a fantastic month for the garden. It's probably one of my favorite months. I quite like September and October as well, when things are kind of winding down a little bit and the heat's not as brutal. But even right now, I feel like I'm getting burnt alive. So I might bring a part 2. Got a couple of days off now, so I might get ahead of the filming, because I've been a bit lax. It's probably never going to be one of those channels that's every single week on a Saturday, Friday, whatnot. Just as and when my brain kicks into gear. So if you've got anything that you want me to cover off, if you've got any video ideas, as I said in a couple of other videos now, I have got some gardens that I'm going to go and tour, which is the first time for the channel, and also first time for me. I've never been to a tropical garden other than my own, would you believe? So if you've got any garden centres that you think are worth going round, either doing a tour or just for me to buy some plants for this new project, put it in the comments as well. But as always, I truly appreciate anyone that's keeping with me on this journey of trying to get this YouTube channel to take off. And thanks again for watching.